What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we've got a ton of stuff to go over from the latest Bungie stream. What I've got for you guys is a news roundup of everything included and all the info you need to know. This video is going to be packed with info, and I'll make more videos over the next coming days where we look in more depth at some of the aspects, but we're just going to run over everything super brief so you guys can get a general picture of all the things included in terms of loot and gear and rewards. So speaking of rewards, the main thing we're going to be going for is this item called Sterling Treasure. This is essentially a package in which we can get loot from, and it was teased briefly in the last stream where they said there'll be something waiting for us in our Postmaster. So speaking of methods to obtain this thing, the Postmaster is the first one. Once a week, the Postmaster will offer you one of these Sterling Treasures, and also they said Variks will as well, so there's 2 methods a week. And then in terms of activities, the level 41 version of the prison, so the lower level one, that's also going to offer you one on your first completion for the week. And finally, if you complete a weekly Crucible match, that will also award you 1 Sterling Treasure. Not sure whether you have to win or lose, but that will get you 1. And that is the weekly actual game mode, not the weekly bounty you have to complete. So essentially, those are your methods of getting these things. Now, what do you get inside of them? Well, there seems to be a load of new gear, and you can see the left column is guaranteed stuff, and the right column is also bonus things you can get on top of that. And you can see there's a bunch of new gear. There are new sets, including the Taken looking armor set, which appears to be not a shader. We find out our answer. It's called the Desolate set, and this is the Taken armor, which you can now earn, and it's a full set of armor that you need to be able to collect, and it is available inside these Sterling Treasures. And on top of that, there's also a Spectre armor set, which is the stuff we've seen in most of the press images, and that's the second set of gear you can obtain in the Sterling Treasure packages. Now, something else about these packages is that you can obtain them by purchasing them directly from Eververse. They're actually buyable with your real life money, which of course goes to silver, and you can buy them from Eververse in the Reef or the Tower. It's a pretty weird decision for them to make, but of course the gear that you will get from these packages is only going to drop at light level 3, so it's not like you can just buy 335 armor. It's only going to drop at level 3, and you do need to infuse this stuff yourself if you want it to be worth. So you do still need the infusion material to be able to infuse stuff into this, but it's pretty weird that they've decided to sell this straight up gear. It's very cool looking, but of course there is an option to grind the game and obtain these packages, and of course you get given some from the Postmaster, or you can just buy them straight up from Eververse and you can obtain them right there and then. So 2 kind of methods, whether you want to spend your money or whether you want to do it for free and actually earn these packages by grinding the game. Now, if we look at the right-hand side of the Sterling Treasure page, out of the possible items you can obtain, we can see some basic things. We can see some class items, which look pretty cool, including the Taken-looking one. And there's also some triangles, which look very odd. What those do are actually increase your reputation gain. So there's, of course, one for Vanguard, there's one for Crucible, and there's one for the House of Judgment, and those will increase your reps. We also have a very, very cool Taken-looking ship, which you can see right here. Definitely an awesome-looking ship. We can see what appears to be a white version of the Vienna Singer, the ship that you get from the Black Spindle mission, so I'm not sure what that'll do. Maybe it'll glow a different color. That pure purple box, which doesn't have anything in it, I think that's just a bug from the test build. That is actually containing the Sparrow, which you can see right here. They race it around on Mars briefly to see what that does. And then finally, these 4 boxes are chromas, and these are items that you essentially plug into gear that has the chroma glow available, and that'll activate that glow. It's pretty much how I said in my last video last week where I talked about the chroma glows, and it basically works how we all expected. The top node is to turn on the glow and the bottom one is to turn it off, and that basically dismantles it and also re-rolls the color. So if you don't like the color, you don't have to worry about RNG to try and get another piece of gear with the same perks and a level and that same color. If you don't like the color, you can just re-roll it by using that node, and it'll cost 100 glimmer, which is pretty cool, and it's an added level of customization to your gear. It turns out all the colors available will be red, blue, yellow, and white, which is awesome. I'm really happy there's a white color because that makes kind of color neutral. I think the red, blue, and yellow might get a little bit tacky on some weapons, so I'm really glad there's a white option. But essentially, it's an added level of customization. You can make your weapons look a little bit more unique. Now, getting into the more miscellaneous features of this update, the first being you can now disable the HUD or the heads-up display in Destiny, which is absolutely awesome, especially as a content creator. That basically means that you can turn off the display like the ammo and your super and all the information that's on the screen. You can now dim it down. You can change the opacity, as you can see here, or you can just completely turn off altogether, and that's going to be really, really helpful to be able to turn off the heads-up display and be able to get some clean screenshots or some cinematic views. And that's a really cool feature that the community has wanted for a long time, and it's a very simple little thing, but also really cool to see that they're listening, and just a subtle little feature they've added to help some people out. Now, one of the best things without a doubt about the April update is that now Infusion carries over 100%. if you infuse one item into another, that item you infuse into will become the exact same level as the item you use to infuse it. So there'll be no loss of light levels, no more calculators, none of that stuff. You literally just get the same light level as the item you put into it, which is absolutely awesome and definitely a massive boost in the direction of making things a lot more easy and simple, and you don't get punished for infusing items anymore. You don't have to worry about what level it's going to be or whether it'll be enough. It's really, really awesome to see that. Not sure exactly about exotics, I'm assuming they're the same as well. But this makes me like the infusion system even more. I think it's a very, very good system, and it's going to make the grind a lot less punishing, especially when you have to infuse items that you get that you don't want. We found out the actual origin of this Taken looking shotgun, and it appears it is a strike specific loot item from the Taken Winter's Run Strike. So unfortunately, it is not a Taken weapon shader, and that's not a thing. It's just this shotgun, and it's a reward from the Taken version of the new Axor Strike. In addition to that, they've done some bug fixes, which include being able to view the actual Taken Ghost, which is really cool. Definitely a little thing, but it's actually really cool to see the Ghost Shell finally, and we can also see this brand new version of the Taken Ghost Shell, which is a little bit different, but still a very cool item. Now, on top of that, they've also dramatically increased the reputation games for Strikes, Crucible, and Patrol, and this is going to help you get a lot more faction packages, which now contain the brand new faction Chroma gear. So Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, and Future Walkout, they have the same armor, but now it has Chroma slots where you can have your vanity slots and you can customize your armor a little bit more. So it's the same perks, the same stuff, but now it has Chroma slots on it as well. Because of the new gear we're going to be getting, they've added more vault space to our vault, so one more page in both the weapons and armor, which is awesome. And the most awesome thing about this is that some of the year 1 weapons are going to be brought back into 335 level through engrams. So that's right, some of the legendary weapons that you have from the very, very beginning from Destiny, such as like the Shadow Price, which is my personal favorite, those are being brought back into year 2, and now we're going to be able to play with them up to 335, and they're going to drop in engrams, and the ones you can see on screen right now. So that is about it for this live stream. A ton of information. I think it's safe to say so far, the majority of people are very happy with this April update so far. Obviously, it's not an expansion, but for what it is, it's a very decent upgrade to the world of Destiny. It seems like just a very, very good fix to how things work. And of course, there's still got one more stream left. We've got the Crucible stream and the Sandbox and how the weapons and subclass can be changed. But so far, it's very impressive. And let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I feel like it's the little things that are the most impressive, like the heads-up display being able to be taken down, and also the subtle customization on your weapons that people have wanted, and even the year 1 weapons, which I'm definitely excited for. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give it a like rating if you did. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on my future videos and all the latest news on this April update. And I'll see you guys in the next video.